as light and raw.
Your diet is
And
not
then
as
too,
low.
also I kind of slipped back into drinking coffee again. So now I know I gotta like stop, and I
Yeah,
keep putting it off every day again. I don't know
yeah,
why I did that, but
yeah.
I mean
See,
I know why I did it. It's because I get some enjoyment from it, but at the
yeah.
same time I know it's like the enjoyment doesn't balance the negative consequences.
Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself. I know the feeling. It's like the same with me and everybody I know, including myself, with chocolate or hot chocolate at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or a smidgen bit of like solid chocolate. I don't have
Uh,
solid chocolate lumps anymore, but I have chocolate covered, like chocolate thin chocolate coating.
on an
I,
almond or something.
yeah, that type of stuff, or like vegan nugget bar or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
Occasionally, I don't do it every day, but I have it occasionally, and I have hot chocolates occasionally still, including today, a good few hours ago, and yesterday. I tried two Italian hot chocolate today and yesterday. So yeah, I know the feeling, and I have like friends trying to giving up coffee as well. He finds it incredibly difficult, but he's trying to. And on his first day, he had headaches, just felt shitty and tired, really tired and exhausted. Yeah. And it's funny how I knew you were getting like sore throat and like kind of cold symptoms, and I asked you the question like a detective, as well as losing maybe like overworking or over partying or over festivaling or losing sleep. How I happened to ask you, do you happen to be having more like rich or like deep fried or oily food or cooked carbohydrate rich food? And you did, yeah. Because that what happens to me too. Then you get like detox symptoms as well after I did that too if I did it.
Can you hear it in my voice?
No, not really. No.
Oh, okay.
I,
You were just like putting the two symptoms together with the problem.
oh yeah, totally. Yeah, just from past experience. Yeah, totally. Because I've been doing this for a long time, and I've looked at my own. I've seen my own body. I've seen other people's body. It's funny. Like I've even known people like to have a bit of cheese, for example. Like a long time ago when I was house sharing, people would have cheese, and at the weekend, and they'd come back to the house with a whole lot of house sharing. Um, So it was a vegan house and it was eco-friendly type of spiritual house. It was such a funny house. So you get bonus points for like doing meditating or being like spiritual or like composting or like you get reductions in your rent. Like you get add-on or reduction. It was actually my old best friend, the Lithuanian guy. He's kind of like a funny, quirky guy. And
Uh-huh.
he was subletting the entire house. So you get basically like it was the most complicated ad for like renting that was on the internet when he's putting up it on the internet for like look people to rent. And it was because it was so complicated and so long and long-winded, it got taken down multiple times from the website. But he'd always put it back up again. You'd literally have to pay more rent if you smoked or drank. But if you brought good habits to the house, you'd have to pay less rent.
Really?
Yeah, funny. And back in the day, me and my partner back then, like 12, 13 years ago or more or whatever, we ended up going and we were like the eighth and ninth people in the house and we were sleeping in the living room. The living room was like pulled off like with a curtain for us to stay there. So
Huh.
yeah, and I remember like one person would say, "Oh, I can see it in your face, like you have put from having like from not eating vegan over the weekend and having like cheese at your parents' house, for example." The person would be like puffy and their face would be like the worst complexion with puffiness. And this guy was like a little detective. He'd tell more than me, more than I could back then, if people had been doing like unhealthy stuff and it would show in their face, you know? So yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened to us. Actually, the day before we got sick was because there was some of our friends from Texas. They came, right? I haven't seen them for so long. And then we
Yeah.
had like a pizza party and we ate so much pizza. And even while I was eating the pizza, I was like, guys, this is like so bad for us. We should not be doing this. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, tomorrow I'm going right back to my old good habits, and then we're talking and talking. Then I woke up, I was so sick the next morning.
Yeah, man, I totally get you. And was it probably with like cow dairy in the cheese, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And also my friend from Texas was also sick. So it was like maybe the germ got passed. Maybe I could have defeated it if I was a little more
yeah.
inside myself was a little better prepared then.
It could have been a germ, but like it could totally 100% just simply be your body's detoxing what it's not used to. Like cooked dairy and cooked meat are pretty toxic things, you know?
Oh gosh.
You
Yeah.
know, like your body just pushes it out. And like when you push things out, you do feel uncomfortable or sick or nauseous or like bloated or like aches and yeah, sore throat and this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's common symptoms. So, but yeah, it could have been a germ, as you said, but usually it's not germs. It's usually germs are the scapegoat. But I find what is a germ is when you just have like you just definitely seem to have in like an infection, like it's like a swelling or a big reddening. That's more like an infection, like a swelling and a reddening. Or a germ could be like have a tummy bug and like diarrhea or like vomiting. Something's gone wrong there in your GI tract, and that could be something related to like worm parasites, worms, or simply, as you said, germs. But if otherwise, nearly everything else tends to be just detox symptoms.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's a good sign that you had it the next day. It means that like if it was just detox, it means your body's strong and healthy and you're able to detox it straight away rather than like it being stuck in your body for a few weeks or months before you eventually get a
No, it's
cold.
been like it's been stuck in my body for like 2 weeks. I'm just getting it out right now.
Uh so it took 2 weeks to get this symptoms.
Yeah. I mean, when
Yeah,
I get sick, it's usually the same kind of symptoms. I always get a sore.
a little bit of freezing there. So yeah, just a little bit frozen there. So I'll wait for you to unfreeze on my screen and I'll tell you when. Uh, I can read your body language though, holding your
Oh.
throat. Yeah, I can read your body language holding your throat, but you were frozen for like 7 or 8, 10 seconds there. So
Yeah, you were also frozen earlier.
yeah. Um, I think my reception's okay at the beach. I wonder if it's just where you are because my reception's been good all day.
Okay. Let me see.
But, but yeah, in terms of the throat, like that's like the chest and head region where we'd be detoxing. We'd be detox through our nose, our ears, our eyes, and our throat. They'd be the big channels of openings where things would leave our body up there. So,
Uh-huh.
decongesting our head and face and neck and chest. So yeah, that's a normal, natural thing to have symptoms of the throat.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll try starting today to go back into detoxing, okay?
Ah, yeah,
Or go
whatever.
back to the light. Yeah. Um, okay, so I guess let me ask the question. Uh, okay, so right now I'm not having any crisis or anything, but it's like a little like a slight pinch, right? Like I feel like slightly pinched, like slightly uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah.
That uh I have these dreams, right, where I want to work for myself, okay? Um, but I'm fully happy where I am also, but I'm still unsatisfied, so I want to like build that up a little bit. And I think I need to stay in my job at least in the morning, uh, probably in the afternoon, 3 days a week too. Uh, and and I want to go to Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, it's freezing again. Ah, occasional freezing. Ah, show people the beach. Ta-da. Yeah, a little bit of freezing there again. Sorry about that.
No worries. Let me see if I move around if it catches better.
Yeah, okay.
Can you see
Awesome.
me?
Yeah, yeah, I
Can you
can
hear
see,
me?
man. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Nice weather.
Oh yeah, yeah. I work down in the city. It's in the right in the downtown area.
Awesome.
Um,
Good to be moving around. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, very good.
Actually, I don't really like it at all, but
Oh, yeah.
only only because where I used to work in Arizona was like kind of isolated and it was a lot more peaceful. But
I hear
I
you.
think if maybe it boils down like sometimes I doubt myself. I have these dreams and then or I want to do something, but then I get like super scared. I get like super worried. So can you tell me how do you like psych yourself up to then take a risk, take a little risk to make uh, to like become self-employed or to I don't know, like create your dream.
Yeah.
You also
What do
feel
you,
the same thing?
sorry?
Do
Yeah.
you also experience the same thing?
Yeah, well, I have it's everyone can have yeah I can have financial worry, yeah, for definite. Everybody can, it can be practical and sometimes it can be unrealistic as well. So we have to figure out like what we need to do to make it happen, and if it's possible, or if we could do part of it, like work towards it. And it is important to make money, obviously, right? It's good to you're doing that already. So are you able to hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So you just need to explore or investigate or find out more information if it's what's possible and what's practical and realistic, and just do your best to make as much money as possible and work good, and see if what you're working towards, like how you can make it happen as well, you know, and see what you're worrying about as well. Like, can you worry? Can what you're worrying about? Can you do something about it that you don't worry anymore, or can you learn something about it that you don't worry, or get help from somebody with the practicalities of what you may be worrying about, or if it's just emotional stuff, to get help with the emotional aspect. If you just sort of find yourself haplessly worrying and having anxiety, etc. Yeah. So
Okay.
practical and inner, like inner and outer.
And can you tell me about the tapping therapy?
Oh
Like
yeah, tapping is
I
awesome.
know for sure like I have like a it even happened like when I used to play sports, just like a little like self-defeating mentality. Like I can be full of hope and confident, and then something inside me is like, no, you can't do it. And then I like like lose the table tennis match or something, something like so simple like that,
Yeah, yeah.
is there a spot to tap, or like how do you change that little voice in your head?
Yeah. Like the idea of feeling like not good enough at something. It could be, a relationship or a sport or our intelligence or our capabilities. We can tapping is definitely very helpful. It definitely is like immediate or very short term relief, but it can work if done regularly enough. It can also help with like emotional issues stemming from our childhood too, which are more deeply rooted. So it can
Hmm.
help bring up things from our past where we originally got a not so positive or not so high self esteem image about ourselves. So yeah, you could simply search, like for example, what I do is I search um Brad Johnson confidence, or Brad Johnson self esteem, or Brad Johnson self worth, and type in tapping. Um so that he can do a walk along video where you look at his video and he taps and he talks and you just tap and talk along with him at the same time. Or if we're not able to watch, we just do it ourselves. Like even though I'm feeling worried, I love, honor, and accept myself, you know, and just do it at the meridian points. It's like acupuncture or acupressure for yourself. It's
Oh,
tapping,
really?
tapping acupressure, even though I feel like sad or worried or angry right now. Then you go, I love, honor, and accept myself. Then you do it to temples. And then the next point we hear all this worry, like all this uncertainty, all this doubts about my own abilities. And then you do where the collarbones meet. You can do with your hand or just tapping with your fingers. I love, honor, and accept myself. And then you do it at the side of your, kind of like underneath your armpits, it's just basically at the side. Say, even though I'm feeling
Uh-huh.
like distressed or worried about my abilities, I then back up to here again. I love, honor, and accept myself. And you can say I love, honor, and accept myself as often as you want. Or you can vent. Venting is very good too. You can say like I'm sick and tired of like all this challenging stuff that I got going on. say that next. I just wish things were like really different, and I'm peed off about all this like emotional stuff that goes on with me, the upset and stress. And I really
Uh-huh.
just wish that, like things would be very different and easier in my life. And I'm feeling sad right now, or I'm feeling upset right now. You know, you just like I'm feeling anxious, and I wish I wasn't. You just like vent sort slash speak like what's on your mind, and like I wish I was like as better, like as stable or well off emotionally,
Uh-huh. Sure.
financially, health or mentally as the other person over there. You know.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
if you can laugh, yawn, or cry, or get an upsurge of anger, that's like a really good thing. Usually I get yawning, but occasionally you get crying, or even just anger can come up occasionally as well, depending what the issue is. And then you just express, like what I do is I just punch a cushion or a pillow or a softer seat. Um, or else if I'm feeling the anger rush or I feel sad, I just cry or shed some tears. And otherwise, I might just yawn, and sometimes I might giggle or laugh at the madness of it all. And all of that's a form of emotional or release, and it's very beneficial. The more we can
Huh.
emotionally release the load that we're carrying,
Yeah.
then we're healing the baggage, the accumulated baggage that we're carrying internally from the past. And once we release it, it's not going to get there again. So we're gradually unloading the weight that we're carrying, you know, and it's amazingly good for us. Then we're getting freer and lighter, literally, as time goes by, lighter and lighter, freer and freer, and better and better. So
Uh-huh.
anything we can do, it doesn't have to be tapping, but any way we can make ourselves feel these emotions without thinking negatively, like we can make ourselves feel upset or sad or angry or not worthy by thinking all these thoughts. Oh, I'm crap. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I suck at this. I suck at that. Like, what's wrong with me? All these thoughts are going to make us feel right now like generating new emotions. But I'm not so much talking about that because I don't think it's extremely prevalent what we do, what we think. But just make sure we're not thinking that stuff, and then work on feeling what's already there within us to be felt that we're carrying from the past. Because we're
Uh,
always carrying this stuff. Everyone carries a whole load of emotions that they're not really aware of. And it comes out as like just very subtle, pervasive, life encompassing. We carry it all around. It drives our actions. It does drive our thoughts too. And it drives our words. It drives our reactions. It drives our choices in life. And it drives how we feel in any moment. All the stuff we're carrying from the past. And people
uh-huh.
don't know that. And like, we're always busy rushing or suppressing ourselves or distracting ourselves or stimulating ourselves too to just to avoid our stuff that we're carrying, you know.
Right.
It's pervasive, it's gigantic. Like how we all interact in relationships is gigantically revolves around what we're carrying from our past relationships with our parents and how they treated us, and how we got from abuse, abandonment, and rejection, and also how we relate in relationships in terms of our attachment style of how our parents treated us. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's secure attachment, anxious attachment, avoidant dismissive attachment, and then fearful avoidant attachment. There's four attachment styles, and most of us have like don't have a secure attachment style. We have a whole lot of stuff going on that makes us act in different ways, which get blocks us from having healthy, happy, available relationships with healthy, happy, available people. Because we not be healthy, happy, available ourselves, and then we get with people who aren't also healthy, happy, and available, and that's a karmic relationship for working out the issues. So then we eventually become happy, healthy, and available, and we either change the relationship drastically with both people working on it, or relationship will break up and get a different partner eventually, or we're single and we work on ourselves to heal what I'm talking about as a single person. So they're the options.
Yeah, I have the fearful one because it has so many times where I had a situation kind of like unexpected, you know, like unexpected breakup, unexpected move, or and so then I'm always like on guard,
Yeah,
unexpected losing job, you know.
yeah. The anxious attachment style can also be fearful, like afraid. and coming from low self-esteem and thinking others are better than we are. And the avoidant attachment style can we find it very hard to deal with our emotions and to be vulnerable, and we try and be very like stoic and like not needing others and doing everything for ourselves and not so emotionally connected. And we express love not so much through intimacy or vulnerability or emotions, but more so through acts of service or gifts, like very physical, practical things. That's the avoidant. And fearful avoidant is like a mixture of both the anxious and the avoidant. And then there's the secure, who's got a much more healthy relationship with themselves. The anxious attachment finds it hard to like love themselves, be content with themselves, and to be feeling safe and secure by themselves. So they kind of infatuate over relationships and dream over relationships and imagine people to be different than how they are. And if anxious attachment tries like people's please, like the way they had to people please their parents to get love and attention, you know. So yeah, yeah, that's like super duper quick synopsis. Um, so yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I'm in an anxious attachment style. I'm healing from that. That's yeah. I'm doing good in terms of like I've been healing for a long time, but I didn't always know about these attachment styles, but I can tell I'm largely I'm not like really low, like really desperate or unconscious about it all. I'm definitely working on I'm both being conscious and the solutions becoming much more um securely attached and self-confident and self-secure. So I don't exhibit the unhealthy um I don't feel I don't feel a certain way which makes me act in an unhealthy type of way to cling and claw after people to make me feel safe and secure and loved.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Do you know which one you are, or do you know? Have you studied this much at all, or are you just not too sure right now?
I- Well, I mean, yeah, you described a lot of symptoms that I have for sure. But Owen, you were gone for like also like 10 seconds at least. You were frozen and then your picture actually went black. Now then you came back.
Ah, okay. Thanks for telling me.
Uh, no, it's
Yeah.
okay. I think it's also it must be my connection here because I have this big building in front of me. I can't hear outside, so I had to come back in the car.
Yeah, I think it's your connection. If you like, you can say if you want me to try and repeat it. Otherwise, I can send you the recording because I think it recorded at my end. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll try and listen. I'm gonna have to get running. Go back to work.
Oh,
I don't know. Can you give me some assignment for this week?
yeah. One question. What do you find anything like struggling? So, what are your main priorities right now? Is it your emotional state and mental state, or is it a mixture of also your relationship, connection and like vulnerability and like intimacy and trust and joy and love together, or would it be more got to do with sort of practical stuff related to moving house or expanding your business and work?
Yeah, it's the practical stuff. I'm like super bad with managing my time. I put off organizing my house, even though
Yeah.
I have a book about feng shui. I'm always listening about Vastu.
You remind me of some people I know.
I have a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
I'm super detail oriented, but I have such a hard time getting started. If I can just get through like one day or 2 days of quitting coffee, then I can just get so into it and I can like cut it out. Or, same thing. If I can just do like 2 or 3 days of fasting, I know I can like go for a long time. But it's just like that first day, just getting started is so hard for me. Getting
Yeah.
started washing the dishes, getting started cleaning my room,
I hear you.
and being consistent. Oh my
It's
God, I'm
it's a little bit
story of my
hard
life.
to be. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you so much, and it's hard to be consistent with like regularly fasting. So I wouldn't like really depend or rely on fasting per se, like not water fasting or dry fasting, but maybe if you wanted to do just like lighter eating, like juices, smoothies, raw foods, or even just like some cooked light vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, courgettes,
Uh,
zucchini, like just the lighter stuff. Like basically don't eat in a way that makes you feel tired afterwards, which a lot of us do. We have so yeah, you kind of know this already. And substitute coffee for matcha or tea or hot chocolate, a
Okay.
different stimulant, or have like coffee but have it like 1/4 to a half strength. So do any
Okay.
of those, okay? And
Yeah.
just try and do what you need to do. That's like pressing, get that out of the way, and then try and clean your house or do your errands, like cleaning and tidying. And try and if you have anything to throw away, like completely or recycle or rubbish or old things you don't use anymore, do them. But if you find it hard to start to something else like really bogging your mind, try and get the like thing that's bugging your mind like done, and then hop onto the, like cleaning your house.
Okay.
So don't just like give up food, or don't just like give up your stimulant. Like try and like work with it at a lighter version, and then work with what might be blocking you practically. Like if you have things on your mind, what you got to do, and do that little bit of stuff, and then work on your house. Like just one step. Like even if you say 15 minutes, just try and do something small. Okay, don't like say, oh, I'm going to do it all now today, because then it becomes a huge thing, and then you get overwhelmed, and then we distract ourselves. So just try and do a little bit. That's what I'd probably recommend in terms of the practical things. And
Okay.
that's for that, do that. And in terms of like work etc., just try and do something like small and practical about learning more information from somebody who knows about how you might be able to move forward in life practically with
Okay.
logistically.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right.
Don't worry.
So,
And you're
uh,
doing really good, and I want to promote you and like feel good about yourself. And we're all in it together. We're all like have struggles. So I
yeah.
procrastinate too over some things, and even now today, the last few days, I know I've been like sort of procrastinating over something that's pretty important. And I just said to myself today on the beach today, like I'm kind of going through some of my own feelings of certain insecurity or anxiety and sadness. But I know it's gonna pass. But I also know I should do it sometime pretty soon. But I'm just acknowledging that, in fact, I was procrastinating as well the last few days. And I'm acknowledging my feelings. And it's related to my childhood. And I'm just going to keep feeling my feelings, which I'm doing very effectively. So I'm releasing my load of past trauma, and one tear at a time, one feeling my emotion at a time. And it's in my mind to get onto this thing pretty soon. So we're all the same.
Gotcha.
We're all human. We're learning.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Well done, brother, on all that you are doing. Okay. You're doing really good in life. So well done. Thumbs up, high five, and hugs. And we'll keep plodding along, all of us together.
Nice. All
All the
right. Thank you,
positive.
Owen.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
Lots of love. Thanks for the call
Okay.
today coming on. And I'll see you next week. Lots of love, bro.
Okay. All right. Thanks. See you.
Take care. Okay. Bye bye for now. Be in
Bye bye.
touch.
Okay.
Cheerio. Bye, Blake. Bye, Blake.